I'm here today to talk to you about the transformation of a nation through the arts. I'm going to start with my story. I was 3 years old in 1979 when my mom and my dad took me under the shoulder and crossed the jungle, and we were able to flee the Khmer Rouge and went to the refugee camp in Thailand. Just a few months later, we were lucky enough to be able to move to Canada, and I ended up speaking French in a Catholic school in Canada. 12 years ago, I decided to come back to Cambodia, and my original plan was to stay for 1 year and then going back to do my MBA. Just a few months after I arrived, I was recruited to be part of an organization now called Artisans in Siem Reap. I worked with them for the last 10 years to transform a nonprofit organization for a for-profit organizations, training young artisans and giving skill to more than 1,000 people now. 2 years ago, my mom was on her trip to Cambodia, and she came to me and asked, "Would you like to visit the village where you were born?" And suddenly I realized that for the last 10 years that I live in Cambodia, I've never even thought about going to see the place where I live, where I was born. And I suddenly realized that I was missing something. So we took on the road about 100 kilometers from Siem Reap, deep in a very rural area. And when we arrived there, the monk came to me and said, "You have to be blessed because it's the first time since 33 years that you come back to your village." So for Cambodian people, they call this ritual reciting. So he started to pour water over me. And what he told me is it's a way to take out all the bad spirits from me. And while the monk was pouring water on me, I was just hearing somebody shouting out, "Ani hange, ani hange," which means little boy. And I remember that when I was young, people were calling me hange. And of course now my name is Phloeun, and people call me sometimes Mr. Prim. But I felt suddenly connected to something. And when I looked to the man who shouted this, he came to me and held my hand completely. And my mom said, "This is your godfather. 33 years ago, he was here when you were born." So the old man asked me, "Do you want to see the place where you were born?" And we start walking in the village on a dirt road. There was nothing. And suddenly we saw this banana grove. And he pointed at us and said, "This is the place you were born 33 years ago." And for the first time in my life, I was looking to my mom and to this old man. I felt on my knee, and I touched the ground. And I realized for the first time in my life that I belong to this land. I never had the feeling before about reconnecting with my own culture and my own roots. And that pilgrimage back to my village made me suddenly completely hunger about reconnecting with my culture. Just a few months later, I was offered the leadership of Cambodian Living Arts, an organization that I have long admired, because Arn Chonpon, who is here today in this audience, created the organization in 1998 with the visions of finding survival master artists and to create classes for them to be able to teach and to transmit the oral traditions of Cambodian. His vision was to find one master, one artist, one student at a time, and renew the arts all over the country. I was so inspired by him that I decided that it's what I wanted to do for the next few years and help transforming the nation through the arts. The first month when I took on the job, I went over the country, all over the country, to see the classes and the master and the student. And for somebody like me who used to be more comfortable in my office, looking to the graph of my computer about the sales forecast and the budget and strategic planning, it was a completely different experience for me. And what I witnessed there is when I saw all these masters and the artists teaching to the young kids about how to dance or how to play music, what I've seen there is what was building around these classes is each of the students have to learn about self-esteem. When they dance, they're learning about creating harmony in the gestures. When they play music, they learn about listening to each other. And I think you've seen this morning also when Tiny Toon was dancing. For me, it meant a lot because I could see that other group are also carrying the transformation of the nation with the arts. If I ask you questions about what are the two images that come in your mind when you think about Cambodia? This morning, Sovan asked the first questions already, and the answer was the killing field and the genocide. The second answer is Angkor Wat. People will think about Angkor Wat. So Cambodians have been a victim for the last 50 years, waiting for someone to rescue. But what I believe is that our destiny is on our hand, and that we can have all the Cambodians working in changing the country. If we think about Cambodia, you think about the flag. And is there any other country who's used his flag and used an iconic architectural monument to identify themselves? In everyday life, Cambodia, from the day you are born to the day you get married until the day you die, culture is everywhere. Just want to paraphrase my friend Yuk Chang from the Documentation Center of Cambodia. He said to me something very powerful. He said, Cambodians are very artistic because it's their way of life. And the Khmer Rouge have tried to kill many artists, but not the artistry of the Cambodia, because it's our soul. The Khmer Rouge targeted artists, intellectuals, because they were the voice of the nations. I think we have to grieve and remember the loss, but I don't think the genocide should stand as a dominant symbol of the country. I've seen for the last 2 years so many examples of the transformation of the arts on all these kids and masters and artists. Today, I want to tell you the story of Master Katran. She learned to sing smot, which is a very traditional and ancient form of singing, Buddhism chant. And it's often used for the passage of the soul to the next life. Master Katran lost her vision about 20 years ago, but she kept studying the arts of smot because she was believing on the power of this traditional art form. She learned smot with her husband reading manuscript book for her. And 7 years ago, the organization took her to become a master and a teacher. And she started teaching 25 young kids in her village in Kopong Spru province, about 50 kilometers from Phnom Penh. And one of them is here today also, Sraipo. Sraipo was so passionate about learning smot that she got a scholarship, went to Phnom Penh, finished high school, and now are second year in the Panyasatra University. And when I asked her, Sraipo, what do you want to do in the future? She said to me, I want to be a teacher. And when I look into her eyes, I believe she will be a leader. If we create the environment for the arts to flourish, we give the tool to all the students and all the master to grow, not just to become an artist, but to become a citizen. What I think is within the next 10, 20 years, the connection with our roots and the Cambodian living arts will disappear if we don't do anything. We are here today to create a movement, and all of you in this room, I think, could be part of this movement. We are here to make sure that this doesn't happen. My dream is to see Cambodia, a nation transformed through the arts. A nation is a collective of humanity, and the change must happen one artist, one student, one class, one community at a time. Today I invited Master Katran and her students to demonstrate what is the power of the arts. So, Nhạc Cru, Som Cheng Lang Vitika.
Đài ơi san đài còn cắm pri bắt mà đài bông san trăm bài con ca túc nở mà nang anh đây sao sang ra tại chót nở con đai con mà đai ắt ấp ma tắc đang miệt đa miền con thay mạnh chỗ mọc đạch ắt xăm chay con ơi sắp ngày con cắm pri Som Anamo Tani cha chop hai lục cha na
The next song that I'm going to chant is the song offered in memory for my master Prom that passed away in 2009. And this song also wrote by my friend Trans Walker, a student of Stanford. So please enjoy. Nhung lắc tua sắc đặng xanh ra say hang                                                                                                           ย   ย   ย  ย  ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ย ចំពួងគ្រូនៃបត់នីងអាយដែលគេស្មូតតាំងពីប្រែងនាយមុននឹងសម័យព្រះគង់នៅក្នុងផ្ទះលោកគ្រូបានបងហាត់ខ្ញុំឲ្យចេញស្ទាត់បាលីត្រូវហើយឲ្យចេញថ្នាំងថ្នមក្រាំងសៀវភៅចេញសពថ្ងៃទៅថ្វាយវន្ទា Thank you.
I just want to end up, I think, this fantastic day of the TEDx speech, and remember what Chris said about the DNA, and to give the hope to this room and all the Cambodians who are here is, I want to say that the arts is a DNA of our culture. If we can cultivate the arts, we keep intact the character of the people. And I hope after this speech and all of what you have done this whole day, I hope you can have a hope of a better future for our country. Thank you.